reason I stopped reading is because I hopped on a FaceTime call and I was on there for a few hours. And then after that, the haze really thickens and I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? I mean, like, if I really sit and think about it, I can figure out what I did, but it just doesn't come easily like it normally does. And then I looked up and it was dark outside and I'm like, the whole day has gone by and I've accomplished literally nothing, which isn't true, right? Because I read, so I exercised my brain and my mind and my imagination because, you know, I'm putting images and sounds to the words that I'm reading. So there was a lot of mental stimulation going on. And then I was social and I socialized today. And then I cooked food. I had some bomb spaghetti today. Your girl cooked a bomb pot of spaghetti with some green onions and some spicy sauce, and I had some olives on the side. Olives, because olives are superior, and I cannot eat spaghetti without olives. Like, I just can't. I think spaghetti and olives, oh, why did I pronounce it like that? Olios is such an underrated pairing. But anywho, so there, like, I did things today, but for some reason I was just being tough on myself, I guess, and I'm like, I've accomplished nothing. And I was thinking to myself while sitting in bed before starting to film that I wanted to do something that would make me feel productive, and I wanted to do something that would make me feel as if I spent my time wisely at some point today. And I never felt more like that, you know, productive, but also never more like I'm fulfilling my purpose than when I film. So I decided to bust out the camera. I was about to say the iPhone, which it is. I film on my iPhone, but I decided to bust out the iPhone cam and get this little mini mic out of storage and film a ramble. Speaking of books, what are you reading? What are you reading? If you're reading anything. I am reading, hold on, let me get my phone. So I film, can I tap one-handed? I film on an older iPhone. I can't really tap. It's not giving what needs to be gave, so we're gonna stop that. I film on an older iPhone, and this is my everyday iPhone in my hand. So let me see what book I am reading. I know what I'm reading, but I just want to show it to you guys. That's all. I know what I'm reading, but I just want to show it to you guys. So I'll go to the cover page, please. Let me bookmark it, and then we'll go to the cover page. Stop, computer, so that I can show you. Okay. I am reading When He's Sinful by Suzanne Wright. I don't want my, the reflection of the computer to be, there we go. is about, let me read it to you. Let me read the synopsis. Okay. Let me pull up my Goodreads. If I get some nose shots in here, I apologize, but I'm looking down at my phone. Therefore, I'm not looking at what I'm showing on the camera. Okay. So it says, Aspen Montgomery was 9 years old when she befriended Camden Priest, a boy with dead eyes and dark urges. Since that day, they've been inseparable. She hasn't expected to later develop a major crush on him. She hadn't, not hasn't. She hadn't expected to later develop a major crush on him, or expected that the crush would fail to pass, or ever thought that she'd grow to wish that she could one day claim him as her mate. It's never going to happen. She knows that. To him, she's a friend and nothing more. So it's time to make some changes to establish some better boundaries, which would be a hell of a lot easier if he didn't fight her on it. There is only one person in the world that Camden Priest gives a damn about. Aspen. She's his best friend, his anchor, his conscience, the very reason he's sane. There's only, I lost my place because I was my computer. Okay, there's only, so okay, I thought I was just going crazy, but it says there's only secret, so that's incorrect already. There's only secret he ever kept from her. I think they meant there's only one secret he ever kept from her. He wants more than friendship. Knowing she doesn't feel the same, he puts a chokehold on his need for her. But when some asshole claims to be Aspen's true mate and danger starts closing in on her, Camden's control becomes precarious and platonic lines are crossed. He knows what he should do. Leave it at one night to protect their friendship. It's just not so. And then it says read more. I don't want to blind y'all, but then it says read more, and when I click on it, it won't let me finish it. My Goodreads app has been messing up so badly lately, so I don't know if that typo was the app or if the publisher actually had typos in their synopsis. But also I couldn't finish reading the synopsis because my Goodreads app, the read more button, hasn't been working for the past couple of days, which is so frustrating. But I can usually tell if I want to read a book before I get to the end of the synopsis anyway, so it hasn't really been hindering my ability to find a new read. Anywho, I don't know if that sounds interesting to you, but Suzanne Wright is one of my comfort reads, as in like any book that she does. The plots and such are almost always the same, and it's just different characters, different settings, different dynamics between, you know, this person and that and stuff like that. But like the plot of it's almost always a romance 99% of the time with spicy scenes. So if you like smut, she's your girl. And then sometime my wrist is really going off, and then sometime in the book there's gonna be a major conflict, which is usually never like any cheating or anything like that. It's more so that someone in the book is being threatened by danger somehow, and the rest of their family or their pack, because she usually writes shifter stories, whether it's werewolves, whether it is Wolverines, whether it is whatever, they're always supernatural. And so whether it's vampires, whatever, and then their family, their pack, whatever, has to rally around them to solve the mystery of who is putting the main character in danger and blah blah. And it's comforting to me because I always know what to expect from one of her books, even though the characters and their personalities and their families and what part of the world and stuff like that is different. It still feels familiar. And that's nice. That's nice to have something to go to when everything else in the world is tits up. To have an author that you can always go to, that will put you at ease with her writing style and her books. And there are no major surprises and things like that if you deal with anxiety and you want something steady and just to know what to expect. So that is what I am reading right now. And if you would like to tell me what you are reading, I would love to know, because maybe then I can put it on my TBR, my to be read list. And my heater just came on, so I'm probably about to go and you'll see a jump. Just a little FYI for the new people in our cozy community. I don't film through my heater because swear I was going somewhere with that. I really, really was. I wasn't just randomly telling y'all about my weird habits as a child. And now I don't remember. It'll come back to me. But I'm probably gonna end this video soon because my leg is falling asleep. And it is, what time is it? It is 12:37, which isn't that late for me, but I want to edit this right now before I go to sleep. And if I film any later, then that's gonna make editing either difficult or impossible because I'll start getting sleepy. I'll start getting sleepy. And then you won't get the video when I want you to. So, oh my god, y'all been able to see my double chin this whole time, and my nose keeps coming into the frame. Yep, I'm about to go. I know I just randomly dumped all this info on you about my childhood and my pizza habits when I was consuming dairy back in the day, and then it just left you hanging because I lost my train of thought, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for my random